Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin.
That's a lie.
All right, the very first thing we're checking out is the fact that CNN is completely pissed off. They are completely pissed off. MSNBC are completely pissed off at Tucker. Does Tucker have an agenda? Is this propaganda? Does he have an agenda? I think he does. I think his agenda, though, is not what people think it is. I don't think his agenda is anything negative. I really don't. I think Tucker Carlson is using his resources that he has to start conversations that many other people in this great country do not have the balls to start. So in this first video that we're about to check out, we're going to see that the lady on CNN who was so pissed off at Tucker, man, she is so upset. And this right here is coming from the Benny Johnson show. All right. And I want to show y'all this right here because this is pretty daggone dope. This is pretty dope. But watch this. When the CNN reporter went to meet with Zelenskyy, watch how bubbly she was. Watch how like over the top excited she was, like she was a huge fan of Zelenskyy's. She didn't care about anything else. Nothing. She just wanted to be his fan. I'm surprised he didn't take out a marker and sign her breasts. Like, oh, can you sign Zelenskyy right here, please? Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. That's what she was acting like. For real, watch this.
Like, he's literally, like, by trade, he's an actor. Go look at his Wikipedia. It says Zelenskyy, actor.
Our staff. I mean, nobody is in my cabinet.
And he deserves an Academy Award for this one.
Read, think, and the music house, really.
What music do you like?
Oh, I like AC/DC.
Oh, what music do you like? I like AC/DC. I like AC/DC. What music do you like? I like Linkin Park. And you like AC/DC? They're pretty much the same.
And Ukrainian music. Of course, I like Ukrainian music a lot because Ukrainian, that's native language. That's why you understand not only music, you understand the
Angel.
words and etc. AC/DC, I don't understand all the words because of.
I like the music.
Yeah, I like energy of AC/DC. I like Eric Clapton. A lot of Guns N' Roses.
She's
Maybe
so excited. And look at her hair. Look at her hair. Her hair looks like somebody just now got finished banging. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. Okay, listen, I'm not trying to be crude. I'm not trying to be crude at all. Look, her hair looks like some bang, bang, bang just now finished taking place. I want y'all to look at this again. I'm about to show her again. I want you to look at her hair and listen to how bubbly she is. She seems way too familiar, almost as if something happened before this video. Allegedly. But look at her hair, bro. It does not look like somebody's hair who is about to interview a president, a leader of a country. Okay, look at it again. Angel, thank you so much for pointing that out. This right here is just crazy, man. Check this out.
Too old music for.
I understand. We're the same. We're the same.
We're the same. We're the same.
We're the same. We're the same. Look at this image. This is what Elon Musk had to say as it pertains to the actual interviews that Zelenskyy has gotten. To be fair, it's hard to talk to them while giving a at the same time.
Did y'all hear what Elon Musk said about that conversation? Elon Musk says it's kind of hard to give an interview while giving a at the same time. Oh my God, we're the same. You like AC/DC? I like AC/DC. I like Linkin Park. I like Pumpkin Smash.
Who are the American journalists who conduct even minimally adversarial interviews with Zelenskyy? Asked Glenn Greenwald. Elon Musk responding, it's hard to talk while giving a at the same time. Oh, isn't that just perfect?
All right, guys, I know how crude that sounds, and I don't want y'all to think that I'm trying to be crude or anything like that. All I'm trying to say is y'all are about to see something. Like, just think about this right here before we check out the next video. The next thing we're about to check out is this is going to make so much sense.
No, it's important to have sometimes at 6, 7 in the morning, some trainings.
Workout.
Yes, workouts, or to do something with music, with such music, which gives you energy for all the day.
She licking her lips while she's talking to him and everything, man.
Thank you, CNN.
Wow.
Thank you, CNN, the arbiters of journalism, the arbiters of the free press, conducting such a hard-hitting interview, the most important interview, perhaps in the history of humankind, is what kind of music does the greasy, corrupt, scandal-laden dictator of Ukraine listen to? The man who banned the Christian church in Ukraine. Got it. Ladies and gentlemen, try not to laugh. CNN host on the verge of tears as they fight waterworks after Tucker confirms Putin interview.
Watch this. Watch this CNN. Watch this CNN host. Watch this.
You got to check this out.
Watch this.
her hold back sobbing tears. Her voice is literally cracking here, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make it up. They're crying because they're not able to interview Putin and ask him, what's your favorite music? Tee. Watch.
Interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin.
Tucker Carlson is lying from the streets of Russia, no less.
Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin.
That's a lie. Serious news outlets, including CNN, have requested Putin to interview over and over again.
Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice.
Another lie. Serious news outlets, including CNN, have covered and, of course, reported on Putin's words since this war began.
She sounds like she just now got finished screaming. I think she is fresh in the office from a Beyonce concert. That's my take. I think she just now came from a Beyonce concert. That's just what I think. I'm listening to her right now. Or maybe she was just being an angry black woman yelling, I can't believe Tucker Carlson went to go meet with Putin. I say, stop yelling. Calm down, angry black woman. Calm down, angry black woman. You got a show to do in 5 minutes. I don't care. I'm pissed off.
Including one of his baseless justifications for the invasion of Ukraine, which he initially claimed was to stop the Nazis.
First, because it's our job. We're in journalism.
Tucker Carlson is not a journalist.
Now she calling him out. Now she calling him out for not being a journalist. Okay, then what are you? Beautiful black lady, what are you? All right? And guys, just to be clear, I don't know a whole lot about politics, so I'm not going to challenge this lady on any of her positions at all. I'm just here to make comments based off of my own understanding. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. All right. Hopefully y'all can understand that. I am not a political science genius guy. I read the news every now and again. I don't like politics like that. I really don't. I heard that if I look more into it, I will like it even more. But I'm just not. You know what I mean? But I find it funny. I find it hilarious that these people could fake passion. They can fake their passion when it's someone against someone who has an agenda opposite of theirs, but then they keep on feeding the communities that they're feeding the lies and fear so that they can continue to vote the way that they vote. That's where I have an issue with that. Stop lying to the people that look to you for real news. And she's also lying about no people trying to communicate with Putin or trying to interview Putin. All right? Because there was actually 3 other interviews that happened with Vladimir Putin from American journalists who are not in jail. All right? I think Barbara Walters was one of them. And all 3 of them other interviews, they called good interviews. But then when Tucker does it, they call it treason. They say that he's against America, that he's over there trying to sign his own contract, like he's over there tickling Vladimir Putin's butt cheeks or something so that he can gain some international favor.
Not even close. And his former employer in a court case actually agreed. Quote, the general tenor of the show should then inform a viewer that Carlson is not stating actual facts about the topics he discusses and is instead engaging in exaggeration and non-literal commentary.
2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine.
For 2 years, real journalists have risked their lives to report from the ground each and every day in Russia and in Ukraine, including 2 U.S. journalists who are right now baselessly being detained.
Of course, she points out the least of these. She points out the worst case scenarios to prove her point. These people are disingenuous. They are not trying to work toward a solution. They just want turmoil. They want confusion. They want darkness. They want us to be pitted against one another so that we can continue to move in the wrong direction. That's not helpful. It's not helpful. Guys, it's not effing helpful. It isn't, man.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what actually accounts for journalism on CNN. It is a humiliation. This is never about Tucker Carlson or CNN, Fox News, Vladimir Putin. It's not about any of that. It's completely about control. They are losing audience, hand over fist. They are losing influence over our culture and country. And they are now panicking because guys like Tucker Carlson gets more views on a video posted freely on X than they get for the entire year. Tucker Carlson interviews with Javier Milei or with Donald Trump do hundreds of millions of views.
And they say that he's not a journalist. Please tell me what a journalist is then, please. Huh? What's a journalist? If he's getting these interviews, like the biggest interviews there is to get, he is getting it. What is this? Who is this lady has interviewed? Who is she interviewed? I'm talking about the biggest interviews she's had. Please tell me. I will show her love too. Listen, I'm not one of those type of people that's just going to say because you think the way you think or you support the side you support, I'm not going to listen to you. That's not me at all, man. I know people have that. CNN gave her a job. Fox didn't. So, of course, she's going to ride for CNN. I don't know if she's ever reached out to Fox for a job, but CNN gave her a job. MSNBC, one of them gave her a job. So those are the people she chooses to back 100%. A lot of these people, man, they move by their pocketbooks. That's it. That's it. All right. And she said nothing about the MSNBC or CNN reporter that was all meat riding Zelenskyy.
You could argue that Tucker Carlson's interview with the president of Argentina is the most watched interview in human history at 500 million views. And will this Putin interview do 1 billion? Possibly. Let's let Tucker Carlson speak for himself as to why he did it.
For example, since the day the war in Ukraine began, American media outlets have spoken to scores of people from Ukraine, and they have done scores of interviews with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy. We ourselves have put in a request for an interview with Zelenskyy, and we hope he accepts. But the interviews he's already done in the United States are not traditional interviews. They are fawning pep sessions specifically designed to amplify Zelenskyy's demand that the U.S. enter more deeply into a war in Eastern Europe and pay for it. That is not journalism. It is government propaganda. Propaganda of the ugliest kind, the kind that kills people. At the same time, our politicians and media outlets have been doing this, promoting a foreign leader like he's a new consumer brand. Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin. Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in, and we have the right to tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again. But this time, we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States, and we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group, nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do. They are afraid of information they can't control. But you have no reason to be afraid of it. We are not encouraging you to agree with what Putin may say in this interview, but we are urging you to watch it. You should know as much as you can. And then, like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself. Thanks.
Like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself. Rosa, I don't know, I don't want to butcher your last name, Murata. Rosa, thank you so much for the super chat. I asked the question, what was the names of the people who actually interviewed Putin already? And she helped me out. George Stephanopoulos. That's a name. That's a name. George Stephanopoulos. He interviewed Putin. Barbara Walters. She interviewed Putin. Matt Lauer. He interviewed Putin. Megyn Kelly. She interviewed Putin. Larry King. He interviewed Putin. Oliver Stone. He interviewed Putin. Chris Wallace. He also interviewed Putin. Now we got Tucker. And they're so pissed off. Ooh, here go another. Are all of these people that's mentioned, are all these people right-wing reporters? Are all these people Fox contributors? Please let me know. I know that Megyn Kelly was on Fox. I know that Barbara Walters wasn't on Fox. She was actually a CNN, MSNBC reporter. Larry King, I think Larry King was also left. He was on the left. Oliver Stone, I don't know who that is. Chris Wallace, I think Chris Wallace is a conservative reporter, I think, or journalist. George Stephanopoulos, I don't know who that is. So yeah. And I'm just trying to see how fair this is. I'm trying to figure out how many people who they consider to be propagandists, because they only consider it propaganda if it's someone from the right. So that's why I'm asking these questions. Feel free to help me in the comments because y'all have been doing that already, and I really appreciate it. And for that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for being here to check out this story right here. It means the world to me, and thank you, everyone, for just spending a moment of your Friday with me. It means the world. So thank you so much.